Ladies and gentlemen, please come on in, take your seat. We are going to start our final session. Please welcome to the stage our amazing MCs for this week, LeVar Smith and Sheila Khanna.
Come on back in here.
One last time today, man. One last time.
Good morning, Tom James.
Good morning, y'all.
Please come on in and have a seat for our final general session. Thank you very much.
Man, I gotta say, last night was absolutely gorgeous, y'all. Did you not think that it was set up perfectly to be able to really give a huge congratulations to all of our Chairman's Club members that we got to appreciate?
Wasn't it a great night?
You know who's to thank on that?
Who should we thank?
The one and only Heather White.
Heather
the one
White.
That put all of that
Wow.
glory together.
It was beautiful. I agree with Micah. That red carpet setup, it was just like straight out of Beverly Hills or something, man.
We work with celebrities. Did you know that?
I could tell last night. And the speeches, how were the speeches last night, y'all? Inspiring, beautiful, touching stories, shed a few tears last night. It's like Jim Valvano says, it's a good day when you can laugh and smile and when you can cry too, right? It's just a great evening. And I thought Micah wrapped it up so beautifully at the end of the night. It was just amazing.
Yep. I had to go and tell her myself. I was like, that was the perfect way to end last night. Thank you for making it that way.
Yeah.
So,
Can we give one more hand to our Chairman's Club winners from last night? You guys were amazing. All right. We get to do one more drawing, Sheila.
oh, and today's a good one, y'all. Are you ready for this? Let's do some pageant outfits today. What do you get? Suit, shirt, tie, pageant. Isn't that Holland and Sherry?
I think it is.
Ooh,
Little
all right.
160s.
Yeah, super 160s,
Man.
y'all. You ready for this?
Let's mix it up real good for y'all. We're going to mix it. All right.
Oh.
Reach on in there.
All right. 6, 9, 1, 7, 3. Raquel Torres, where are you at? Uh-oh. Come on, Raquel, you want some free clothes? You in here?
You got to be here to win.
Going
Oh,
once, going twice.
oh Raquel.
Man.
Raquel.
All right, going in the pocket.
All right.
I'm either going to make friends or enemies today. I'm not sure. Ooh, I
All right.
can barely reach in here. All right, let's see. Who we got? Ooh, 6, 3, 6, 4. Kim Scribner, you in here?
She's not.
Again?
No Kim?
Going once.
We wanna do it
going
again?
Twice. Out of here. Yes.
All right.
This never happens. This is fun.
All right.
Only on
Come
the
on.
last day.
Big
All right.
money, big money, big money.
Oh my God. Grab one. Oh, 6, 5, 2, 7, 5. Lauren Hudson, where are you at?
I love it. I love the excitement.
Get on up here.
Yeah.
I know she's here. I know she's here.
Woo!
From ATL herself,
Yeah.
Lolo Hudson.
Pageant package.
Come on
Come on up.
You can even frame this as proof.
Yeah. Congratulations. All right. Up high. Woo. All All right. That was fun. I like that.
Awesome.
So reminds me of The Price is Right. I love it, man. It's so good. So good. All right.
I think this section is my favorite part of every meeting that
Really?
we get to do.
Why is that?
Because we get to give thanks to the people that have done so much for all of us having a great stay here, right? In this hotel. Those that have set up this meeting, our teams in charge, even behind the scenes.
That's right.
It's the best.
Awesome.
Are you ready?
It's been a great stay here at the Renaissance, don't you think? So if we could, we want to properly thank all of the staff and the team here who has so graciously hosted us this week. So if we could call up to the stage the Renaissance Hotel staff and team, please come on up and let's thank them properly. Come on up. Woo! Up high, yes,
Woo-hoo!
right across. Thank you,
Come
thank
on through.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
y'all
what's up,
so
man?
much.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Come on
Y'all
down.
are great.
Yes.
Woo!
Thank you. Hello.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you,
Woo!
thank you.
Yeah.
Give it up
Come
for
on
the
in,
Renaissance team, yo!
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Woo!
Come on in.
You guys are
Yes, sir.
awesome.
Come on, y'all. This is awesome. Perfect. Yep.
Great job. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Come on down.
Y'all, give them a round of applause
Yes,
for our
this is our Renaissance
team.
Hotel staff. Yeah. Thank you. On behalf of Tom James, thank you so much. We have really enjoyed our stay. We cannot wait to come back. Thank you so much for hosting
Thank
us. We
y'all
really
so
appreciate
much.
you guys. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you, guys. Seriously, thank you. Y'all have been fantastic. You've been dealing with us. That's a lot to say right there. Thank you so much. Man.
Thank you so much, Renaissance.
Woo.
We appreciate you all. And for the rest of the meeting team who has helped us to have such an amazing week. This has been an awesome meeting this week, right? And there's so many hands that go into pulling this thing off, Sheila.
Including our AV production team.
That's right. The
My
AV
Lord.
team right there in the back consists of Bryce Clark, Scott Grimsley, Drew Gilch, Trevor Conrad, Joy Fletcher, Michael Bowen, Todd Germany, DJ Myers, Susanna Davis, and Devin Sweat. They do wonderfully. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. And then Sheila, our photographers and videographers.
Some of the people that make y'all look the best and feel your best regularly, right? That's gonna be Kurt Heineck, Gretchen Demonbrun, and JP.
Yeah. You guys are great. Our IT help desk, of course. Why don't you guys come on up to the stage? Ben Zielinski, Jeremy Murray, my guy Cornell Jones, John Sims, Chris Snyder, and John Wombo. What's up, man?
Yes.
And we have our meeting team.
And of course, our meeting team, we've got Heather White, Marcy Adams, Nick Quijano, Bryce Richardson, Alexis Castleman, Anna Jane Hedger, Lauren Stove, and Aaron Squavic. Come on up.
Yeah.
Yes, you did awesome.
Our Tom
Woo,
James
come on
administrative team, Mary
Thank
Jane
y'all.
Baker,
Woo.
Brittany Lewis, Michelle
Come on up here,
Trivett,
Nicholas.
Reagan Mason, Grace Langford, Gus Simpson, Matthew Perez, Brian Padani, Abby Roche, and Kevin Narin, Mr. Tom James Kraft.
Come on up.
Our Tom James meeting team, y'all, give it up.
Yeah.
The best meeting. Yeah.
And how about we give it up for our MCs? We got LeVar Smith. And the newbie, she did great this week, didn't she? Sheila Khanna.
Well done. Awesome meeting. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It has really been a great week. I've enjoyed it. So thank you very much.
All right, so next we want to be calling up our executive team first and
Yes,
foremost. So I can
yes.
have y'all come up here on stage. We really want to make this next segment really special. This is where
Yes.
not only did we get to honor everybody last night giving their speeches for their Chairman's Club achievements, we want them to be getting their jackets.
Yes, so we
as
have our
well.
special presentation to present them with their Chairman's Club jackets. So we're going to call you up to the stage to receive your new garments. And who are we going to start with?
The anticipation.
We're going to start with the Heights. Fran Kabeski, come on up. 2,085 units. And then from Atlanta, Miss Tori Cates.
Then we've got Caitlin Hogan from New York City.
New York City.
How about Mr. Nick Badia?
From Charlotte, North Carolina, Miss Lily Yadawara.
How about Mrs. Lauren No More Warner Dawkins from Birmingham?
Be him. And from Central Kentucky, Paul Holtz.
And from Washington, D.C. herself, Katie Noriega.
Did we call her? Did we call her yet?
Yeah, I just called her.
Okay.
Wanna get this?
Washington, D.C., Miss Jillian Dillon.
y'all look good in those. They're comfy. It's all thanks to her. And from Austin, Texas, Mrs. Micah Pittman. Oh, duh. That's going to trick me up every time now.
All right, let's get one big group picture and one massive round of applause for our newest Chairman's Club Achievers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You guys can exit this way, please. Well done. And then Micah, not so fast. Miss Pittman, we're gonna ask you to come back to the stage for our next special recognition. So please bring to the stage and welcome Miss Micah Pittman, y'all.
Are y'all sick of me yet? Good night. No, this is my favorite part. Of everything, this is my favorite part. I think it is absolutely incredible that we get to recognize 40-year veterans every meeting, the last several. And we can't take that for granted. Just like the year over year of success, and each month our best yet, y'all, this is a huge milestone. 40 years of a testament to Tom James. Give our veterans a hand. I can't think of a better way to finish this week. To tell a quick story, 13 years ago when I started in Austin in my first year, I was known to leave the office by 6 o'clock every night to get to the gym. And at the time, there was a rep in my office that was more tenured who actually went to my leader concerned that I wasn't working hard enough and I was leaving too early. They told Stephanie that they had worked till 10 p.m. every night their first year to build their business and that I should be doing the same. But Stephanie had the perfect answer. She said to this partner, the veteran, that they were the reason that I got to leave early every day. You see, it's our veterans who wrote the playbook and the systems and the structures and the habits that helped all of us accomplish our goals that we have today. They allow us to leave earlier because they paved the way for us. So the challenges of this job are so real, we shouldn't take for granted the blood, sweat, tears that our veterans gave to pay for us. So again, please thank our veterans. Today we have the honor of introducing one of my favorite veterans, Chuck Visosky. I first met Chuck, I know, right? I first met Chuck when I was working on a customer service project in our San Francisco office. And what I quickly learned is that we would not have a San Francisco office if it weren't for Chuck Visosky. They have a plaque still hanging on the wall of the office today about its founder, and it's just a testament to Chuck opening our office back then. I've always sought advice from Chuck when it comes to cloth or styling, or when I needed to know what a cravat was, or even if I need guidance on the raising of my daughters. He has daughters too. When I first started interacting with Chuck, I loved the abundance of knowledge he's willing to share to help anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. If you ask Chuck for help, he will stop everything he's doing in that moment to help you, and then ask you more questions to dig and see if he can help you even further. When we hired Jessica Murphy in Las Vegas, Chuck was not technically on the training team, but it's hard to track all the amount of times he spent sending potential clients to us or connecting with old clients that he had sold before with Leela and helping us get back in front of them. Here's what Jessica had to say about Chuck. Chuck is one of a kind, highly intelligent, giving, and helpful human being. In my first year, he was such a huge part of helping me succeed to President's Club. I love meeting up for breakfast or lunch when he passes through Vegas, and I am so grateful for his influence and friendship over the years. So now Chuck has been restarting his business in Arizona. He's in Tucson now since 2019, and he opened that office as well. He has his own new partner now, Miss Laurel Peterson, and she said this about her leader. Chuck is one of the most selfless, caring, and supportive individuals I've had the privilege to learn under and grow my business with. He has taught me more than I can say about Tom James, but more importantly, he is a role model and someone I look up to in my personal life as well. His dedication and love for his work and family is inspiring, and I am proud to be a part of his story in Tucson. Chuck has been married to his beautiful wife, Danielle, for 43 years. They have 2 daughters and a son, and his dedication and love for his hard work and his family is inspiring. So let's watch a quick video with some more testimonials about Chuck.
How do I keep my remarks about Chuck Visosky to just 1 minute? We've worked together for 35 years. I learned the Tom James business from the master himself. His energy, his enthusiasm, his creativity, his unparalleled ability to tell a story and to romance a cloth or an entire outfit is legendary and has positively impacted a generation of Tom James professionals, and now he's working on another generation. On top of that, Chuck is a genuinely good person, and I, for one, am a better person for having rubbed shoulders with him. Chuck, congratulations on 40 years and counting.
Chuck, congratulations, 40 years. Man, what a storied career you have. From San Francisco to Arizona, thanks for all you do and for being a huge part of our Southwest organization. Congratulations, enjoy your time.
Chuck, congratulations on 40 years with Tom James. And I thought, what can I do for you to celebrate this momentous occasion? So you know what I did? I went out and I hired your favorite motivational speaker. And so he's been in the conference room for the past 5 hours drinking coffee, and let me get him and he'll be right back.
Hey, Chuck, how are you doing today? Good. Now, as Mark Cleve probably told you, my name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. We're congratulating you on 40 years with Tom James. And I bet when you started, you thought you were going to go out and get the world by the tail and wrap it around and pull it down and put it in your pocket. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're going to look back on this and realize that you didn't amount to jack squat. And you're not going to be living in a van down by the river.
Thank you, divisional team, for coming up with me. So y'all, listen to these stats really quick. Over his career, from 1984 to 2023, Chuck has sold 53,883 units. He's averaged 1,350 units per year since his inception with Tom James. And he's delivered over $22 million worth of clothing in 40 years. Give that a hand. Chuck, thank you for always being others focused and loving all of us. Whether you know us or not, you are so truly dear to me, and I admire you more than you know. Will you all please welcome our 40-year veteran, Chuck Visosky.
Thank you. I'm admittedly more nervous than I think I should be. The last time I spoke in front of the whole company was my chairman's club speech back in 2011. It's interesting. I've gotten lots of advice over the years, but one of the things that was described best about our business is that people come here for the opportunity, but they stay for the friendships. And I have never realized a truth like that more than I have now. I am exceptionally grateful to my old Tom James friends, my Wolf Pack, Herb Melton and Tim Smith, Steve Reeder, Dave Shepard, Greg Sean, Ralph Decker, Kevin Miller, and other friends, past and present, like Aaron Myers and Bob Shearer, Rick Roark, who advised me in my rookie year to be about people. It took me about 15 years to figure out what that meant, but he is exactly right. I have roomed with, skied with, played with, partied with so many people. I fear that I will leave people out. Please don't take it the wrong way. But Jim Poston, Elaine Skoglund, Dave Dobbins, who's been my roommate the last 10 years, Steve Caldwell, Steve Gray, and Steve and Herb did something very special when I was a young rookie. There were about 50 of us in the company, and we had these meetings in Texas. I didn't know anybody. I wasn't nearly as big a sports fan then as I am now, so I felt a little bit out of place. But they took me under their wing and made me feel like one of the boys. And that was really great, because it took this kid who was all by himself out in Northern California and made him feel like part of the team. And what a team it's turned into. I've had so many great memories from meeting trips and incentive trips and phone calls, and I cannot begin to sum it up in a handful of minutes, what 40 years has meant. What's interesting is it doesn't feel like 40 years, it feels like about 25. And I think that's because of the great deal of change, both in our business and in life, that things keep renewing. And so it feels like I'm in a different business now than I was in 1990, which is wonderful, because I like this business a whole lot better. And I'm grateful to all my leaders. I'm grateful that I had a chance to meet Spencer Hayes in 1975 when I was recruited to sell books. And I'm grateful for his influence and his friendship, and basically laying out a path that I could follow as a career. And to my original leader, Craig Chudy, who hired me in 1983 and took me under his wing and put me up in his guest room and put up with me and trained me and counseled me. And we spent an hour on the phone every night my first 6 months, because he was 400 miles from where I was. And just afforded me the opportunity to open up a Tom James office in a little warehouse by the Oakland airport, where I stayed for about a year. And then counseled me on how to hire people like David Olson, who was one of my very first partners, and Whit Behrens, who's not here tonight, that had become lifelong friends, and given me the opportunity to raise my family through a great example of Craig and Susan and how they raised their girls, and how he was able to balance his work and his family life. And that's a great example that you almost have to get from somebody to see it. And I'll be forever grateful. And last but not least, my wife Danielle, who was skeptical of this opportunity when I joined the team. I was trained in November of 1983, and my first national meeting was that January of '84. And it was so cold in Texas that I think Lake Worth was half frozen. And I didn't have a top coat. She had one, and that was her first exposure to the Tom James culture. But spin ahead when we had our final dinner in Spain back in 2012, and Todd Brown raised a toast to all of the Chairman's Club members at that time. And she came back from that trip saying, you know, that was the greatest thing we've ever done together. She fell in love with Spain, and we got to go to Paris for 3 days on the way because the planes went through the de Gaulle airport. And it had a real impact on her view of our future together. We've been on some wonderful incentive trips. We've been to Scotland and England. We've been to the Bahamas. We've been to Tucson 3 different times on incentive trips. And the last one helped us decide that this is where we wanted to spend the next chapter of our lives. I wrote a letter to Danielle because she couldn't be here, and I wanted to just close by sharing that with you. Dear Danielle, when I saw this gorgeous brunette across the bar in the spring of 1978, I had no idea what you would mean to my life. You turned me down for that first dance, but finally gave me your phone number that night, and we dated for almost 2 years before I had the ring paid off, and you became my bride in October of 1980. You gave us 3 beautiful children, and you stuck with me through all the ups and downs of building a business, moving 3 times, and finally settling in Dove Mountain, Arizona back in 2018 to begin the best chapter of our lives. We shared incentive trips to Scotland, the Bahamas, and Spain, and that last trip to Tucson helped us with our decision to make that our home. You will always be my favorite travel companion and my favorite roommate. Sorry, Dave Dobbins. And most importantly, you'll always be my girl. Your love is the mortar that cements the bricks of this life we've made together, and I'm looking forward to many more decades at your side. Your loving husband, Chuck. And the reason I shared that is because I think the most important thing that I've learned, and a lot of people of my vintage have learned, is that this business fuels a life, and it really helped us make a career that made a life. And I am forever grateful to everything that Tom James has done that's allowed me to enjoy the heck out of what I do for 40 years, with 3 to 4 more at full speed coming up. And then we'll see after that. I appreciate everybody's affection and help and just all the things that have been said this week. And I am honored and proud to be in front of this great company. God bless all of you.
We get to recognize the barrier breakers, ladies and gentlemen, those who have set and broken all-time company records, all right? You guys ready to see what they did? If we can call up Todd and the divisional team to take photos with them when we call them up on stage. Let's get this thing rolling, Sheila.
Awesome. First and foremost, we've got Mr. Matt Maloof out of Jackson, Mississippi. He's not with us right now, y'all. He had to leave to go home early, but we do just want to recognize them. He had best custom shirt sales at 275
shirts in 1 month, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So congratulations, Matt. Matt, again, out of Jackson for Best New Clients, 182 new clients.
Next up, we've got Jared Myers.
Jared Myers. Jared Myers. 200, go ahead. 261 new business units, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Jared. We have Lauren Slyman from right here in Nashville, Tennessee, the #1 best first month of all time, 228.79 units.
Dang. Y'all.
Wow.
Woo. Great job. Next, we've got Hannah Tatum out of Austin, Texas. Best first 3 months, y'all. #5 at 375 units. Give it up for Hannah.
And now we have from Boise, Idaho, Courtney Turner. #8 all-time President's Cabinet in her first 11 months. That's 1,250 units. And she also achieved President's Club in 8 months. Come on back. And #5, best first 12 months, 1,545.26 units. All of that for Courtney Turner. Well done, Courtney.
Now you're done. See, too many accomplishments. Now we get to bring up the one, the only Tiffany Sanders out of Tampa, Florida. Is she not here? Oh, there she is. Now, Tiffany hit President's Cabinet as a restarter, #6 in 23 months. Give it up for Tiffany Sanders.
Yeah. All right, we have Miss Fran Kabeski, Chairman's Club restarter, #3 all time, 12 months hitting Chairman's Club, y'all. On top of that, President's Executive Club as a restarter in just 11 months, #3 all time.
Wait, there's more.
And there's still some more for Fran. Best first 12 months as a restarter, #2 all time, 2,085.24 units. Fran Kabeski.
Next up, of course, the one and only Eric Heimowitz out of New Jersey. Woo! Millionaires Club restarter #4 at 144 months. Give it up for Eric. Okay. I think he had to leave early, y'all, but we still wanted to recognize him.
And we have from Austin, Texas, Austin, we will. Hayes Ambassador Club restarter, #3 all time, just 58 months for Hayes Ambassador Club. And he also achieved Millionaires Club, #3 all time in 50 months.
Woo. Great job, babe. Bring on up Blake Albino out of Orange County, California. Blake hit Hayes Ambassadors Club as a restarter as number 2 overall.
53 months, I think it said.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. This multiple-time entry in the Hall of Fame, we all know and love Jill Scott. Greenville, South Carolina, number 1, Pikes Peak restarter, only 18 months for Jill Scott. And I bet there's some more that she did on top of that. Oh yes, top of the mountain restarter, number 1 of all time, 17 months for Jill Scott. And on top of that, Hayes Ambassador Club restarter, number 1, just 17 months, y'all. And Millionaires Club restarter, number 1 in 17 months. Wow. And best first 12 months restarter, number 1, 3,989 units. I got to get to work, Sheila.
Woo.
I got to get to work.
I know, right? Phew. Now, he needs no need of recognition here. This is the one, the only Mr. Jeff Franklin at his best 12 months ever, number 5 at 6502.16.
That's
Give
right.
it up for Jeff Franklin, y'all.
Jeff's not coming to the stage, but let's give him a round of applause for all of his hard work and his entry into the Hall of Fame.
Also, Matterhorn Club, number 5 in 301 months, Mr. Jeff Franklin.
Give it up
himself.
for Jeff, y'all, out of Lubbock. And we have from DC downtown, Amanda Latimer, best 12 months ever, number 3 all time, 6,945.43 units. Unbelievable. Way to go, Amanda. Give it up for Amanda, y'all.
All right, Mr. Steve Adelsberg, best month ever, number 2, 7,729.68 units. Give it up for Steve Adelsberg.
We got a typo. That's best 12 months ever. 7,700 units.
I was about to
Best 12 months.
absolutely restart my career
Hey,
at that.
I wouldn't put it past him to do that, but not yet.
I was still impressed. It didn't even shock me. Give it up for Steve Adelsberg, y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Stevie J. And Mr. Jordan Yoakum from Louisville, Kentucky, the best 12 months ever recorded by a Tom James sales professional, 8,466.98 units. Jordan Yoakum. And number 4 best month of all time. In 1 month, he did President's Club, y'all, 1,004.81 units.
Phew.
Unbelievable, Sheila. Unbelievable. All right. Thank you all for your hard work. Another round of applause for our new Hall of Fame entries. And we'll turn our attention to the screen.
I have the privilege of introducing our closing speaker, Mr. Ayman El-Shami. If you've been here for a couple years, you've heard some crazy pronunciations of Ayman's name. So we want to clear it up real quick. His name is not pronounced Amin. There's no R in the name. It's not Armin. It's Ayman. Good, strong Ayman, all right? So on the count of three, we're going to get this right. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Amen. Okay, thank you all for doing that. When I think about what growth can look like at Tom James, I think about Amen. He's grown on average 38% each year for his first 6 years. From 400 units in his first year to last year eclipsing his best rolling 12 at 2,800 units. He leads an org of 5 people. He's developed a PC member and multiple ATS achievers. He has the title of Coach K, coined by Ryan Hamlet, because of the amount of additional partners that he's helped grow to the next club level through coaching. He's epitomized growth not only in his personal sales, but his leadership, his maturity, his mental and personal development as a husband and now as a father. I can speak on behalf of every single person in the Atlanta office that he's had a resounding influence on me and every single one of us. And while his accomplishments have been phenomenal, what's most impactful is who Ayman actually is on the inside. His intentionality, his humor, his selflessness, and his heart. They say if you really want to get to know somebody, ask their inner circle. So here's what Ayman's inner circle says about him. Ryan, there are a few people in life that you can count on for anything. But spend some time with Ayman, and you'll find out that he's one of those guys. He's the guy who you'd go to battle with, the guy who you want to grab beers with, the guy you always want on your team. He's also the guy that I would trust with my life or my family's life. I've often said he's the heartbeat of the Atlanta office. His unwavering drive and personality is infectious, and you can't help but be happier when he's around. His journey is inspiring, and I feel lucky not just to call him a business partner, but more importantly, a close friend and a little brother. From Brett. He's my little brother from another mother. He's probably one of the most resourceful people I've ever met. He's a man that doesn't have all the answers, but he's a man that knows how to find them. I used to view Ayman as a good soldier. He would wait until he got his marching orders, then he would go execute. But now, he's a general. He leads from the front, setting the example while bringing others along with him. From Ayman's best friend, Connor, who, as a side note, this shows a lot about Ayman's humility. His best friend, Connor, didn't even know he was giving the closing speech. Connor said this: no matter the situation, and no matter what Ayman is going through personally, he puts everybody else first. Even people that meet him for the first time realize that he has the most uplifting and contagious energy. Fortunately for me, I've been blessed to have that fun-loving guy like a brother for me for so many years. No matter the lows in my personal life and professional life, Ayman is the one who will sit through it all and get you out of a rut. Nowadays, everyone has something to complain about, but you never hear it from Ayman. He's the one that will listen to you while you whine and help build you up. He has a special gift for being that heartfelt good influence on me and everyone else. I'm incredibly thankful for Ayman El-Shami and excited for his future with his beautiful little family and Tom James. And then lastly, most importantly, from Emma. Ayman lights up a room with his contagious smile and his unmatched energy. He's goofy as hell. Nothing is ever too serious. He is kind, selfless, everyone's hype man, but mostly mine. He's the big dreamer of our house. While I feel like the roots Ayman has, those have given me wings. He keeps me thinking, taking chances, and I have no doubt the life he will provide for our family is more than I can imagine. So please help me welcome an amazing salesperson, leader, friend, brother, son, husband to Emma, and father to Aiden, Mr. Ayman El-Shami.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Love you. All right, let's get right into this. As we wrap up our 2024 international meeting, you can be in one of many mindsets. Some of you are coming off your best season yet, your best month yet. Maybe you've hit the next club level. Conversely, you also could be coming off a season that you're not proud of, or you made less money last year than you did the year prior. This could also be your first national meeting, and your family could think you're still selling suits, or that you're selling suits at a mall. At least that was the case for me my first year. Regardless of where you are, my goal with my time with you all today is to share my experiences over the last 7.5 years in my career at Tom James. This career has dealt its share of challenges, but it's also provided enough hope to get me through the challenging times. I grew up in a suburb outside of Atlanta. My mom was a bookkeeper, and my dad's a landscaper. I grew up with 3 siblings, my sister Sarah and Hannah, and then my brother Zane. We were a soccer family. Our weekends were filled with soccer tournaments during the school year and camps over the summer and winter breaks. My older sister Sarah and my older brother Zane set the bar high for me as they both played soccer at a high level for as long as I could remember. They were always on the top teams in the state and were traveling every weekend for tournaments and college showcases. In my early soccer years, unfortunately, I didn't have the same track record as them. I played at the same clubs as they did, which was honestly just probably more convenient for my mom, but I was on the B team and certainly wasn't on their level in my early years. I had this standard set for me, and the realization that I wasn't living up to that standard took a toll on me. Seeing my brothers and sisters succeed proved to me that it could be done, so I was determined to apply myself and get better. As I continued to work hard, I did get better year after year and started to see a little bit of progress. I trained in the off season. I did some private lessons over the summer, and over time, my consistency and hard work started to pay off. So by the time I started high school, I'd worked my way up and made it to the A team, and things started to click. I was the captain on most teams and had some success in club soccer and high school soccer, which helped me to pursue my soccer career at a small school in North Georgia. Looking back, I remember my mom telling me, you can either get an academic scholarship or a soccer scholarship. I was not good in the classroom, so honestly, I just had to get good at soccer to go to college by default. Around my junior year in college, I went to a career fair because I had to start thinking about life after soccer. I went by a booth called Around Campus. It was a company that hired basically college students to go door to door and sell advertising in those like little student planners that everybody got. I had no reason why I chose this internship. I just needed to do an internship because my brother and sister did as well. So that's how that started. It ended well. I finished second in the Southeast and was top 20 in the program. So that taste of success felt awesome. And I was like, this is a great stepping stone for me, and I'm excited to see what that experience and how it's going to lead to newer and new opportunities. So little did I know that opportunity would come quicker than I imagined. I got a call from Osh a few weeks after the internship ended, and he praised me for my results at Around Campus and asked me to come in for an interview at Tom James. I said yes because, again, at this point, I just wanted to have a job lined up once I graduated. Little did I know the effect that this decision would have really on my life. I came in for a ride day a few months later, and I had my final interview with Brant and Sarah Bentley. After my interview, I started to contemplate what this job meant. Like, do I want to sell suits? I feel like I can barely dress myself correctly sometimes, and I just grew up wearing soccer clothes and to class and to practices, and honestly, who knows what on the weekends. I put a few suits on for my now wife's sorority formals, but I know I wasn't the best dressed. You guys might be able to could tell there. I didn't exactly have the support from others when I was trying to explain I was thinking about a job selling suits, but I had a gut feeling that I should take the job. I found it interesting that Tom James wasn't really in the clothing business. It was in the people business. That's where it hit home for me. So I read a book my senior year. It was called There's No Such Thing as Business Ethics. It was basically a personal development book. So the timing was perfect with my interview with Tom James, and I was intrigued about what the company offered and what the opportunity was, and just told myself I'll figure the clothing part out. My office would tell you that I'm still figuring that out. But, coming into the job, I felt pretty good. I was happy with my soccer career and proud of the results in my internship. I came into Tom James on a high horse, ready to continue my successes into this new chapter. So July 2016 comes around, and it's my first week at Tom James. Expectations were clearly set. I knew exactly what was needed of me to hit President's Club in my first year. About 1 week before I was heading to Nashville for my second round of sales school, I got pulled in the conference room, and my leader told me I wasn't going to Nashville. I wasn't going to my second round of sales school. And I was like, why? He's like, well, you didn't get your names in. You don't have enough names in your pipeline to go back to training. So let's just say I didn't take that so well. So anyways, I got held back, and I had 3 months of training instead of 2. I met a new class of sales school friends, but as you could imagine, I wasn't feeling very confident. I sold 100 units in my first 3 months, averaging about 33 units a month. My 4th month, I sold 11 units and was put into CAP. My 5th month, which is why there's nothing there. So CAP was like it stands for Career Advancement Program, and it's where you're basically taken out of selling for a month and then put back into a training team to help build your pipeline back up. So I ended up selling under 400 units in my first year, less than half of really what I goal set for when I started. So this obviously wasn't the start that I was expecting to have in my first year at my new job. So, but honestly, guys, like I wasn't surprised. I did the activity some days, but I wasn't consistent with it. I made the dials, I put in the names, but it was to get my leader to stop texting me, did you get your names in, did you get your dials in? Wasn't intentional. I lived with my 3 best friends and was basically living like a college 2.0 at that time. It was fun. It was a lot of fun outside of work. But after about a year and a half of that new life, things were going downhill. Work became a grind, and it just wasn't fun. I racked up about 10 plus grand in credit card debt. I gained 30 plus pounds, probably, not muscle, clearly. But I took out a 401k loan to pay for the tires on my Honda Accord, and for other expenses as well. I also joined a young executives membership at a country club with my other 3 roommates. I was living a false reality. So I was creatively avoiding money-making activities. I wasn't keeping my commitments to myself or my leader. I was working, but in reality, I was just doing enough to get by. So this went on for about a year and a half. I came to a crossroads at about the end of my first full selling year, And after living this false reality, like I said, life caught up with me. So I had a decision to make. I could give up and just find something else, or I could give the job a shot and be intentional and consistent with the activity that I know yielded results. I couldn't quit because I felt too guilty giving up on something that I just wasn't giving 100% to. I wouldn't have been able to sleep at night. So I decided to stay. I was like, all right, I'll stay and let's just see what happens. So I went back to the basics, 85 dials, 15 names, but it was different this time. I was intentional. I was consistent. I wasn't doing it once or twice a week or to check a box or to get my leader to stop texting me. I was doing it because I wanted to prove to myself that it was Tom James's fault for the last year and a half and not my fault. I admit, not the best motivation. But what happened next was really interesting. So I knew I wasn't going to get results like immediately. I actually sold about what I averaged that year for the next 2 months. But that third month, I ended up having my best month yet. I think it was like 93 units. It was awesome to see that intentional work that I put in for those 2 months prior come to life in that third month, which reminds me of the law of the harvest. So I know like that doesn't sound like much, but that 93 unit month back in March of 2018 sparked something in me and started change. So I just realized that when I applied myself, when I was intentional, when I was doing the things necessary to get results the right way, I got results. And it didn't come immediately, but eventually I saw results. So over the next few years, that principle kept true, and I would continue to have some good months when I applied myself and when I was intentional. However, that only lasted so long. I was on this roller coaster that was exhausting, and I felt like I couldn't get off of it. So I figured out from past successes that I could get creative and have strong months and go for a club level or a bonus if I had a window, and that felt good in the moment. But I was just exhausted along the way. Like after hitting PC in March of 2020, I fell into another slump this one lasted for about 6 months, and I had my lowest month in 3 years, September of 2020. But as a lot of you could probably remember, the rational thinking was hard to come by at that time. And so that irrational thinking brought me to really my second crossroads. So like I said, I was getting results. I hit President's Club. I got in leadership. I was hit bonuses before. So I realized I could do the job, but I didn't have anything left. I was sick of grinding it out, and didn't have any willpower left, and it didn't have the grinding mentality in me anymore. I was burnt out. So this crossroad was a tough one. I remember sitting on the couch one evening, and my wife probably remembers this too, about halfway through the month, and I told my wife, I can't do it. I'm done. I understood where I was at. Like, I get it. Like, I was like, hey, yeah, I can do this job. I know. Like, I knew if I applied myself and was intentional, I'd get results. But I couldn't see past a month or a season, and it just wasn't sustainable. I was like, this is done. I'm done. So I sat down, and I was like, all right, so maybe the grass is greener on the other side, right? And it was maybe time for a change. So I was like, all right, now what? So I asked myself, all right, what do I want out of a career? And what do I want this next chapter to look like? Because I was done with TJ. So I wrote down a few things. I wanted a high income. I wanted to make 300, 400, 500 plus grand yearly. I wanted leadership opportunities. I was the captain of my soccer teams growing up, and I always enjoyed helping others, so I wanted that to translate into my professional career. I wanted a growth culture, so I found I'm most happy when I'm growing towards something. I wanted a flexible schedule. If I need to take Aiden to soccer practice at 3 o'clock, then I wanted to have the opportunity to do that. So do those opportunities sound familiar at all? So I was so out the door in search of a company that embodied those opportunities that it took me a few weeks to realize how short-term my thinking was and the opportunity that I had in front of me. So Tom, as you guys know, Tom James provides literally every single one of those opportunities at the highest level that really we want to execute them at. So I bought back in, I got crystal clear on what I wanted, And this time it was simple. It was 100 units. That was my new minimum. And as you guys can see, that's exactly what happened after that month in September. Well, discount March. I got married that month, and I couldn't find the 10 units. But that'll go away in 2 years. But 100 plus units got me the income that I wanted. It got me the club level I was going for, the example I wanted, and most importantly, I knew if I did that consistently, it would break another belief barrier for me and many others internally. So now what? I went back to work, I got intentional, I got consistent again, and I just went back to previous successes and did the things that worked for me to get results in the past. Something was different this time from a mental standpoint. Nothing really changed activity-wise, but I just had a whole different perspective on my career and just my life. I was less likely to feel burnt out now because I was looking at the big picture. Before, I was trying to prove that Tom James was wrong, and now I was trying to prove that Tom James was right. So I still had the same circumstances happen to me, canceled appointments, canceled orders, 100 dials with no one answering, pitch no sales, and all those things would typically put me out for days, weeks, even months sometimes. But like I said, it felt different. The turnaround time on how those circumstances affected me were shorter, and they didn't bother me as much. It was easier to go back to the activity that I knew got results in the past because now I could see where I was going. So guys, when those things happen, like that we can't control, it sucks. I get it. But I just remember to focus on what I can control and remind myself where I'm going. Focusing on those circumstances that I just mentioned is like trying to control traffic or control the weather. You're going to be miserable. So we can't make other people pick up the phone. Like we can't make other people keep their appointments or keep their order or whatever it may be, right? And I get it, like this is easier said than done, but I promise you guys, like having that paradigm shift of only spending the time and energy on what I can personally control changed the game and just gave me so much peace. So just real quick on the technical piece of this, I only focused on really one thing during the day when I'm working. So between 7:30 and 5, if I'm not in a morning meeting or if I'm not in a one-on-one or a leadership call or driving or with a client, I'm working on my call list and I'm just trying to fill up my next 2 days. That is it. That is all I do. That's all I focus on. And leadership stuff will come up. If someone on my team's call me or something like that, we'll take that. But that is my main focus during the day. I know exactly who I'm going to call each day, and I go straight down that list in the order that I have set. Am I perfect every day on this? Absolutely not. But keeping this focus on the forefront of my mind helps me stay on track towards the money-making activities. And guys, as y'all know, like this isn't anything new. This discipline is what I heard that the top producers do, so I just committed to doing it. So this technique, this has helped me just be more intentional when I'm with my team, and I'm with my clients, with my family. And the discipline part of it is only part of the job, as you guys know. So the second part of this is to make sure that you have the right systems in place to support your clientele and provide a higher level of customer service. So I'm not worried about emails, orders coming in late, alterations. I have systems that are created for that. And honestly, these systems have come up mostly because I ran into too many issues and gave bad customer service enough times to not really have a choice but to fix my systems to help me get where I want to go. James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems. So each season I write down everything I did the previous season that wasn't in front of clients selling or like a texting transactions. So then I find a way to delegate that activity. And as of now, my end in mind each season is to get closer and closer to really just only spending time with my clients, my org, Tom James people, when I'm at work. And fortunately, we've got plenty of resources at Tom James to help us with this. The sales assistant allotment and car and driver are really the main two. Orders, returns, exchanges, alterations, those can all be taught out to an assistant or service partner. What I found I spend a lot of time doing right now is driving, so car and driver's kind of big on the picture for me. And I could get into the weeds of more of the technical side of the story of this, but I don't think it's necessary. All of the changes that I've made over the years have been to help me create a more duplicatable and sustainable business to support a 600 plus clientele and an org of 25 plus. And guys, here's the reality of all this. We all go through the same thoughts and challenges. Maybe the challenges that I go through now aren't the same as someone in their first year or their 30th year, but I can almost guarantee you that every person in this room has dealt with very similar thoughts and challenges, negative thoughts and challenges at some point in their career. Some might have it harder than others, but imagine the insight that each of us have at our disposal to share with others and how we persevered through them and came out stronger. I think there's a ton of value with that. I think about me being a father now and my relationship with my wife and my friends and really myself now and how that's changed over the years. I think about how I've had to do things differently and think differently in all different stages of my life over the last 7.5 years. Here's the beauty of it. All of us go through it. The experience, like I said, may be different, but the same concepts and the same principles apply. I am so freaking grateful for that 26-unit month back in September of 2020. I'm so grateful for that burnt-out feeling that I had that I couldn't take it anymore, for not hitting certain bonuses and being held back from training 7 years ago. But do y'all know why? It made me better. It made me think differently. And my favorite part of all this is that my team, my org, my future org, our future, this room, the future of this room and our future Tom James partners, they're all gonna go through the same things, right? So what an opportunity it is to come alongside and help others see the positive side of taking action on challenges head on and then finding ways to push through it. I know I don't have all of the answers to the challenges that I will face this year, but I'm gonna figure it out because I know that my org, my office, my future Tom James partners are gonna go through the same thing as well. I know that Madison D wants to have a family one day and is gonna have to deal with doing more with less time. I know Jesse Wolf wants a new Audi. I know Redmond Bandy has a financial goal that he's striving towards. I know Zach Christensen wants to be successful here to make his parents proud. Fortunately, I've had very similar thoughts and goals and challenges as them. And because of those experiences, I really look forward to sharing what I learned with them to help equip them to hitting those goals. I want to continue to be challenged and continue to find ways to persevere so I can help as many others get through the tough times. The journey through those times, guys, is a crucial learning opportunity that can change your life as it did for me and indirectly so many others in my life. The effect that we can have on others because of this opportunity can range from small things like being able to treat my wife and other family members to special birthday and holiday gifts, to bigger things like buying a house, buying a golf cart. If anyone doesn't have a golf cart, everyone should have golf carts. They're awesome. Buying a car, traveling across the U.S., and having options just to do the things that you want to do. But beyond that, it's the concept of knowing that I'm taking full advantage of the opportunity that's in front of me. And guys, it all leads back to being connected to what you want and to what you do. So over the last few days, you've been asked to make a few commitments to club levels, to serve your clients better, to learn the tools needed to sell wardrobes to your clients, to take a chance on expanding your business to include more women clients, to your personal and professional goals. All of those commitments rely on you being connected. So for some of you, that may come easy, but for others like myself, it doesn't come naturally. Someone could have sat me down over that summer of 2020 and told me exactly what I needed to do to get me everything that I wanted here at Tom James, and it would have probably gone in 1 year and honestly just out the other. Every single experience and challenge that we go through has led us to where we are today. And if you're in a bad headspace right now, that's fine. I've been there more times than you know throughout my career. Took me, honestly, almost 6 years to get clear on my vision and what I wanted. There's one thing that I want you to take away from my time here. Go to work on what you want, then go to work on how you can have that through our Tom James opportunity. Guys, crazy things will happen once you make this connection. Things that make no sense to the average person that you can't even explain. I'll give you some examples. Brett Denmark has his best month ever, 11 many years into the business, selling 457 units 2 months ago to hit Hayes. Madison D averaged 50 plus units more in her first 3 months. She averaged 50 plus units more in months 3 through 6 than she did in months 1 through 3. Jesse Wolf sold the 10K at the end of the Friday before the November month end that she needed to hit her first advanced training summit. Redmond Bandy, a couple seasons ago, sold 120 units over what he averaged the previous 6 months to achieve the CEO dinner. Alyssa sold a guy 50K last month to far surpass what she needed for Hayes. These are the things that happen when you can connect what you want and how you can get it through what we have here. I could go far on past the end of this session telling you the stories of what can happen when you get connected and committed, but that's what happens when you get clear on what you want and then go to work on how to get it. If you're sitting here today and you feel that Tom James can't take you where you want to go or get you what you want, that's fine. I didn't either. My why my first year was just to get my leader off my back and prove myself I could do something. And trust me, guys, I didn't get anything that I wanted for a long time here. It was tough for me to tie what I wanted into how I can get it at Tom James. But I couldn't imagine where I'd be if I gave up in January of 2018 and the fall of 2020. And guys, trust me, if this kid can hit a couple goals from selling clothing, then I'm very confident that every single person in this room can do the same. Thank you.
Great job, man.
Loved it.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Eamon, for your transparency and for walking us through all of the milestones of your career and the mind shifts that you've had during that time. I thought that was amazing.
I feel like I'm so spoiled because I have this guy in my office all the time, and I'm just always tapping him on the shoulder like, how'd you do that? How do I get better at that? But hearing what he was saying, y'all, it goes hand in hand with what we've heard a lot this week. Consistency, systems, service, mindset.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. So thanks again, Eamon, for your preparation. That was awesome. All right, guys, we're getting ready to wrap it up here. Just a few announcements. We do have 3 days of birth today on January the 6th, is it? Carmen Odom. I have John Cardos. Is it John Cardos' birthday today? And I have Sarah Edmonds. Stand up, please. Where are you? There's Sarah. Are y'all here?
I see Carmen.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Carmen, John, and Sarah.
Carmen, Sarah, and John.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday, y'all. If you missed the opportunity to get your biopic made, our photographers have offered to keep one booth open right after the end of this general session, y'all. You can still do it. So please get those biopics taken.
Yep, and then lastly, ground transportation schedule is on the secured site. So if you don't see your name, you will be accommodated on the buses. So just show up at the bus and know your flight schedule and itinerary, all right?
Box lunches are outside, y'all. We'll see you in July in sunny Marco
Marco,
Island.
y'all.
Thank you.
Safe travels.